Washington, a Texas law banning abortions in the state at 6 weeks of pregnancy and leaving it up to private citizens to enforce it, went into effect Wednesday after the U.S. Supreme Court took no immediate action the night before to block it. As of 12:01 a.m. Texas time on Wednesday, the justices had made no ruling on the matter, allowing one of the strictest state abortion laws in the country, known as SB 8, to go forward while constitutional challenges pending in the lower courts. The justices may still rule on the law, but just allowing it to go into effect, however briefly, marks a monumental shift in abortion rights in the United States. The case had reached the justices on an emergency basis over the weekend after an appeals court stopped a federal judge in Austin from deciding whether to temporarily block the law before September 1st start date. Though U.S. courts have for decades held that abortion is a right before a fetus is viable, generally around 24 weeks of pregnancy, Texas's SB 8 makes abortion illegal once a heartbeat can be detected, which is typically around week 6. At that point, just 2 weeks after a missed period, many people may not even realize they're pregnant. The law relies on private individuals, not law enforcement or other government officials, to enforce the ban. People who suspect a violation of SB 8 can bring a lawsuit to stop abortion providers from operating at all and demand they pay a monetary award to the person who sued. It does not allow lawsuits against the person who received the abortion, but abortion rights advocates have warned that it could create anti-abortion vigilantes who demand a price from anyone who knowingly engages in conduct that aids or abets the performance of inducement of an abortion, such as someone who drives someone else to an abortion clinic or helps pay for the procedure. And people will have a monetary incentive to enforce the ban. Anyone who successfully sues under SB 8 can receive a reward of $10,000 or more for statutory damages per abortion. Medical emergencies are exempt from the ban, but cases of rape or incest are not. Like other laws aimed at limiting abortions, SB 8 will have the biggest impact on people who are already vulnerable. It opens victims of abuse up to further control and would make abortion largely inaccessible for people who can't afford to travel outside of Texas. According to data from the Texas Health and Human Services Commission, more than 53,000 abortions were administered in Texas in 2020. The largest proportions of patients were Hispanic, Black, and white people, respectively, signaling the ban would disproportionately affect communities of color. The law going into effect is the latest in a watershed moment for reproductive rights and sets the stage for a major ruling on abortion in 2022. In the Supreme Court's next term, which starts in October, the justices are set to hear a challenge to Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban. The Mississippi case, Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, poses a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey, two landmark decisions that established the right to abortion in the United States. Because of how the Texas case reached the justices, Tuesday's lack of action only affects that state, at least for now. But in the Mississippi case, the justices are set to consider whether it can be constitutional for any state to ban abortion before a fetus is considered viable, meaning it can survive outside of a person's womb. Lower courts for years have applied Roe and Casey to mean that pre-viability bans are unconstitutional, blocking the Mississippi law and other similar ones auctioned in over 10 states during the Trump administration. The Supreme Court's willingness to consider the case at all signaled a potentially massive sea change in abortion rights.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.